afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let's start with the easy question. Jets or Sens tonight?
Those are hockey teams, right?
Yes.
I'm not touching that one.
So you're saying that the Jets are going to win is what you're saying?
Sure. It's a Winnipeg show. Let's go with that.
Okay, that is the right answer. Now, on to tougher questions. We have seen another 251 new infections in Winnipeg today. We had new restrictions implemented about a week ago. Is that enough time to see a difference? Will we see a difference? Do we need to do more?
Well, the magic time is always 2 weeks. We've been saying that for about a year now. It takes 2 weeks between exposure and the manifestation of symptoms, and strong enough for someone to get tested and for the testing data to make it into the public domain. So will you see a change? Yeah, you will see a change. Tougher restrictions always work, despite what people might say. The question is, will they be enough? That is unclear.
Based on what you've seen in other jurisdictions, what's the difference between Wave 2 and Wave 3?
Wave 2 was based on deaths. In fact, the lockdowns were precipitated by a large number of deaths. Wave 3 is based on ICU capacity. The death rate is actually smaller, due in large part to the younger demographic being affected and the fact that those most likely to die have been vaccinated. But the ICU capacity is really strained, the worst we've seen throughout the entire pandemic.
And in that way, you'll see other parts of the healthcare system have to accommodate to focus in on COVID. You've certainly seen that in the Toronto and Ontario region as patients from Toronto have been transferred to other parts of the province.
Oh, yeah. We're almost at the triage phase. The thing is, people have to keep in mind is this won't happen overnight. The switch won't be switched and suddenly we're in crisis mode. Bit by bit, healthcare workers will accommodate the lack of resources and strain themselves personally. And so you won't notice it until it's already too bad. And we're there already. So we're canceling surgeries, removing patients, as you mentioned, and the existing ICU beds are being staffed by fewer and fewer people in order to stretch out resources. Things are pretty rough.
And are you seeing there what at least one ICU doctor told us here was that in the first wave, they had older people and unfortunately they died more quickly, whereas this time with younger people, they're stronger, more able to fight it off and wind up holding that and using that ICU bed much longer.
It's a good observation. And yeah, the way I look at the data, that is exactly what we're seeing as well. So it's on the one hand, we're having people more likely to survive. On the other hand, they're eating up more resources. So what do you want? It's like, pick your poison. At least we're not India, which is a human tragedy of unparalleled dimensions. But we can't pat ourselves on the back too much here. We are struggling as well. The only way forward is vaccination at this point. And the good news, of course, is that we're getting a lot more doses faster than we thought. Maybe we can put these into arms at a phenomenal pace.
Raywat Deonandan from the University of Ottawa joining us live here at 3:55.